This is Iihongo Village, the place where my story began. I was born and raised here, in Onyanya constituency, in the Oshikoto region, before life later carried me to Walvis Bay. Coming back always feels like returning to a part of myself that never really left. This documentary begins with something deeply familiar from my childhood. Using a brick, I knocked down the makalani palm fruit that was hanging from the tree. I find two makalani nuts still attached together, shaped like a little doll. As children, we use these as toys, dressing them up, carrying them around, and giving them names. Seeing them again unlocks memories I didn't even know I was holding on to. I devoured the fruit. Inside is a soft whitish flesh and fresh juice, something we grew up eating and enjoying as children. The taste instantly takes me back. This is village life. This is home. We continue walking through the village, taking in the surroundings. Tall palm trees stretch across the land. Thorns line the paths, and the air feels open and free. We notice a delicate pink flower along the way, and my niece gently picks it for herself. Small moments like this make the village feel peaceful and alive. Livestock surrounds us as we walk, with cattle grazing calmly. Iihongo is one of the most beautiful villages in Namibia. Its beauty goes beyond the lands, the palm trees, and the open skies. It is rooted in history, culture, and legacy. Iihongo has deep ties to the Ondongo royal family, a lineage that has shaped leadership, tradition, and identity in this region for generations. Knowing that my village is connected to such an important part of Namibian history fills me with tremendous pride. I too carry a small part of that history, in that I am a distant relative of the Ondongo royal family, a reminder that heritage lives on not only through palaces and crowns, but through ordinary people, everyday life, and the village we come from. Here, tradition and modern life exist side by side. The land tells stories, the people carry memory, and every path reminds you of where you come from. This is Oralulwa Kuka Shops, one of the main meeting points here in Iihongo Village. It may look quiet right now, but this place plays an important role in daily village life. These shops serve the surrounding community with basic essentials like bread, drinks, airtime, household items, and everyday supplies. People pass through here on their way to school, home, or church. It's still early in the morning, which is why most of the shops are closed. In the village, mornings start slowly, and business usually opens later in the day once people complete their chores. Oralulwa Hub is not just about buying and selling. It's also a place where people meet, exchange information, and connect with one another. News travel fast here, and conversations happen naturally. Even when it's quiet, this place remains central to the rhythm of village life. As the day goes on, it becomes more active, with movement, voices, and everyday interactions shaping the community. This is Iihongo Combined School. I once learned here before moving to Onzangwa Prof Private School for grade 3. Walking back into my childhood school invoked so much nostalgia in me. This is where my foundation started. I walked past several classrooms, and one of them belonged to my aunt. The same class where I once sat as a grade 2 learner. This classroom carries even deeper meaning, as it's named in honor of my late grandfather, Kuku David Kambautu Kamati Namshinga. His legacy still lives on through the school, through this village, and through us. This is the former grade 4 classroom that once belonged to my uncle-in-law, Tata Matthew. The school is full of so many trees, and in here, they prepare pudding every morning for the learners. This daily routine is an important part of school life, ensuring children are able to focus and participate fully in class. It's a simple process, but one that supports learning in a very practical way. These are just some of the newer school blocks, showing how Iihongo Combined School continues to grow and develop over time. The additions reflect progress and investments in education, while the school remains deeply rooted in the community it serves. During my time here, the principal was Miss Lisa Uhulu, who sadly passed away in 2022. She was a respected leader whose work left a lasting impact on the school and its learners. At the same time, my grandmother served as head of department and also taught mathematics to grade 7 learners. Her role reflects a strong tradition of dedication to education within my family. As we continued walking, we came across the playgrounds. We just couldn't resist stopping to enjoy the swings. In that moment, we allowed ourselves to simply have fun. A reminder that schools are not only places of learning, but also spaces where joy, play, and childhoods live on.
I don't know how to stop it. How do you do a swing that?
To jadi shape, yeah. Yeah. It's when one goes there, the other one must. This grade 9. Grade 8. Life school has an officer. Is a teacher? Is a, I mean, is a doctor? Dr. Petrica.
Yeah.
It's Dr. Petrica. Simaneka Carola. Carola was the teacher here, he died.
She died.
Yeah. Then we have that one. Just a 3 line. Tall free. Hilma, not Mary, one boy. Then we have a planter. Imagine if my phone falling. How are we going to get it? Monday, wait for Monday. Here is the church, the church. Oskara now the church. Now I come to return better. Then we have this one, Maria Wakapi. Lena Uhulu was a school principal here. He was a teacher, grade 7 teacher of mathematics. Melena. It was first Iihongo Combined School. Just be there. Let's go. We are just building. Ibangero bed. No Ibangero mono. Iihongo. Ibangero shilibed. Our next stop is Iihongo Elsin Parish Church. As I walk through the churchyard, there is a quiet sense of peace that always stays in this place. This church has been part of our community for generations, a place of prayer, guidance, and togetherness. I grew up coming here, and many of my earliest memories of faith are tied to this space. The churchyard may look simple, but it has witnessed countless moments of hope, reflection, and community support. I especially miss our founding pastor, Miss Aluhene Pembe. Her leadership and teachings shaped the spiritual life for this congregation and touched many families, including my own. Her presence is deeply missed, but her work continues to live on through the people and values she instilled here. Standing here now, I'm reminded that churches are not just buildings. They are carried in the hearts of the people who gather, pray, and believe. And in Iihongo, this church remains a quiet anchor for the community. One of my favorite songs from the Hangano goes as follows. Omom holige tiku intile die womela rojo ye Omom holige tiku intile die womela rojo ye. Such a beautiful song. Our former village chief, the late Mr. Petanina Shinzi, also favored that song. Some of my favorite scriptures from the Holy Bible are Esther 2:15, Psalm 23, Psalm 35, Psalm 91, and Luke 10:19. That house belonged to our former village chief, the late Mr. Mwanzingi Kambodze. May his soul rest in everlasting peace. As we begin walking back home, life continues around us. Mornings in the village begins differently. Before the sun is fully awake, some responsibilities are already moving. We met the boys, taking cattle to the watering points, a routine older than all of us. No alarms, no rush, just purpose. For them, this isn't a scene. It's life. Day after day, the same paths, the same animals, the same dust on their feet. It teaches patience, responsibility, and awareness of nature. Things you don't learn from books. Watching them reminds me how work doesn't always wear uniforms or sit behind desks. Sometimes it walks barefoot, carrying knowledge passed down quietly through generations. This is where discipline begins early, where childhood and responsibility exist side by side, where contribution matters more than age. Places like this don't announce their lessons, they show them. And if you are paying attention, you leave understanding that progress looks different depending on where you stand. We finally arrive at the community watering point, where livestock from different households comes to drink. This place is important to village life. It's where routines meet, where people cross paths, and where responsibility starts at a young age. The boys guide their cattle patiently, making sure each one gets water. You can see how familiar they are with this work. Here, caring for animals isn't a task. Rather, it's part of growing up, part of daily life. The water flows into the troughs, and the cattle line up calmly, drinking after a long walk. Moments like these show how the village depends on shared spaces and cooperation. Everything here works because people understand their assignments. Once the cattle are settled, it's time to head back home. We walk the same sandy paths, surrounded by palm trees and open land, moving slowly as the day continues. The paths are quiet now, the sun slightly softer, and the day feels complete. Iihongo continues just as it always has, steady, grounded, and alive in its own way. This village holds stories in its soil, in its trees, and in the people who pass through these paths every single day. It's a place shaped by community, responsibility, and shared history. Walking back, I'm reminded that village life isn't about a spectacle. It's about connection. It's about knowing where you come from and carrying that with you wherever life takes you. Iihongo is more than a place on the map. It's home. And with that, I thank you for walking with me. This is the end of my village documentary. I hope you have subscribed.